There we go. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Navy SEAL training today. Let's be honest. Most conferences and webinars promise insights, and they often deliver lukewarm panel discussions and stale coffee. I am a self-confessed coffee snob, so any conference without good coffee is in my books. But anyway, BBC Nashville Bid and Proposal Conference, the USA, was not that type of conference. It's the Super Bowl of proposal strategy. The room where the global proposal professionals compare scars and share secrets and argue passionately about compliance like it's a competitive sport, only like a bid manager can. And this year, right in the middle of that amazing energy, was our speaker, Carol Njilisani, representing nFold, representing Africa, showing up and showing the world how we do things on this side of the equator. BBC Nashville gets the biggest proposal brains on the planet. Thousands of proposal professionals, practitioners, strategists, capture leads, and bidding obsessives crammed into 4 days of unapologetically high-level thinking. Evaluators that win teams that actually win. It's the shaping of the future of our industry. It's all the debate today. Now, Carol didn't just sit quietly in the back taking notes. She absorbed it, challenged it, and brought back what matters most, global intel that helps organizations win smarter, not harder. More than that, she was the one guiding these enthusiastic proposal professionals and teaching them how Navy SEALs and bid managers are actually twinsies. Sure, Carol has the credentials. She's an APMP practitioner, 20 plus years of experience, cross-sector leadership, and the kind of proposal instincts that you can't teach. But she's not just a CV. She's someone who walked into the world's biggest proposal arena and came back ready to elevate how we think about bidding. So ladies and gentlemen, buckle up. This isn't theory. This is fresh from Nashville straight to your brain. And please welcome Carol Njilisani.
Thank you for such a lovely introduction, Izan. I am really, really humbled by that. Folks, as Izan quite rightly put it, I have the honor privilege of having to present at the Bid and Proposal Conference in Nashville, the Super Bowl of our profession. And now I understand that what we have here in the room is not only bid and proposal professionals, but we've got other professions as well. What this presentation is all about is not just for bid and proposal professionals, but it's something that you'll be able to take away from, something that you could use. There's one or two things that you can pick up from this presentation. So I think with that, let's just get a step back and understand who are these Navy SEALs and why the Navy SEALs, right? So the Navy SEALs, ladies and gentlemen, are the most elite military unit in the world. The Navy SEALs are trained to operate in any environment, sea, air, and land. That's why SEAL. So the principles that they follow, that I feel that it mirrors very nicely into our world. In fact, I could go as far as saying, I think we may be just first cousins of the Navy SEALs, or maybe siblings, maybe. But you will see why I say that as we go along in the presentation. But I feel that these Navy SEALs and the principles that they adhere to are things that we as bid and proposal professionals are able also to instill in our everyday today work. So let's take a step back. We understand that the Navy SEALs go through intense training, right? And they operate in any environment. So let's now have a look at what this training that they go through is and try and understand and wrap our brains around what is this training that they go through. The SEAL team goes through a training called Hell Week. Now think about it. It's 5 days of intense training. They only, in that 5 days, they only sleep for 2 hours, by the way. So imagine they're drenched in water, they've got drills that they're doing. It's 5 days of just physical and mental exhaustion. They are pushed to their absolute limit. So, and obviously, as a result, a lot of them will then tend to go, they would quit and go, this is not for me. But those who do, those who stay on, know they learn how to be resilient under pressure. They learn how to focus in chaos, and they learn the discipline of going through no matter the environment, no matter what they've been put through. And so if you think about it, late nights in our world, as a bid and proposal professional, we push through those late nights. And if you're only just starting, let me tell you, I've got some bad news for you. If you just recently joined bid and proposals and you think that you won't get a late night, yeah, you are more, it's coming. It's coming. So you need to adapt to last minute changes and stay mission focused. So I just want us to just really just understand and grasp that Hell Week, what that Hell Week looks like. Let's have a short look at this clip emphasizing Hell Week.
Six times three. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Hurry up. 18. Oh!
Ring the bell 3 times, put your helmet on the ground, you're done.
You don't make it! You do it again! Have you tested this hard ever in your life?
Never.
Winning here is a conscious decision. Make up your mind whether you want to pass or choose to fail.
All right, now, gentlemen, I'm going to introduce y'all to something called not being able to breathe.
Andrew, come back! Come back to the light. Take all this shaking and all this cold, harness it, turn it into aggression. You just prove to your bodies, through your mind, that you can push yourself further than you thought possible. Get wet! Run!
I met my limit, so that's it.
You sure you want to be here?
Yes, I do.
Are you absolutely sure?
Of course. buddies that I can depend on. And I would like for them to be able to depend on me.
You guys are our band of brothers.
What you just watched is mission readiness, pushing through when every part of you wants to quit. So you're still not, I hope you're now agreeing that you may be a cousin, first cousin, maybe sibling. Okay, so maybe if we go through the SEAL principles, I may just convince you. So let's look at the first principle, plan with precision. Now, SEAL teams plan every mission that they go on. Everything is planned to precision, like in detail, They plan the routes, they plan contingencies, what will happen, where they will drop. If you've seen it in movies, right? Where they are in the war room and they're going, yeah, we're going to do that, we're going to do that, we're going to do that. But every mission that they know that every mission that they go on does not go according to plan every time. And so they anchor their mission on what is called commander's intent. And that's the why behind the mission. Why are they going on to that mission? So when they're in that war room and they are planning, they know, every member of that team knows why they are going on that mission. They know their commander's intent, the why behind the mission. And so if you think about it, first cousins, when we are doing proposals, don't we have a strategy session, a win theme session, a kickoff meeting to understand the why behind we are submitting? Our commander's intent is to submit a winning, compelling bid, right? So if you think about it, your why behind you're doing something. If you're an incumbent for, say, for instance, a client, you are the incumbent, you go into that war room and you go, why should we win this tender? And you do your win themes and you go, okay, maybe let's do a pricing, let's win via price. But in that process, maybe you get some other intel, you find, hey, we can't win it via price. Our service hasn't been that good. Maybe let's try be more of a different route, a different strategic route, right? Adapt fast without losing the mission. So be flexible to change. Yeah, SEAL teams know when they're on the battlefield and something changes, they can quickly adapt because they understand what the why is behind their mission. Think about it in movies as well. There's 5 SEAL team members, 4 get shot for some, 4 get shot, but there's one who understands what the why is. There's one who's going to finish that mission, right? And you see him going through it. And so understand the why behind the mission. So the leadership lesson is plan deeply, plan, but stay flexible because things change. So let's watch this next clip that talks around commander's intent.
What was Chamberlain's orders? Hold the line at all hazard. So what does he do? He charged down the hill. He's actually not holding the line. What was the intent behind the order? I think it's a great thing to think about when the explicit direction of just stay here and hold the line. If he stays here and he's out of ammo, what happens? They fall, the Confederates take his position. Now they have the high ground. This is the power of a commander's intent. When it's not just explicit direction, but you're actually thinking, okay, what is the best way that I can accomplish that task? And the best way you can accomplish that task was fixing bandits and charging down the hill and routing the Confederate attack. Rather than give that explicit direction to your team, Make sure that they understand the commander's intent, the why behind what you're doing, the mission, the goal, the end state, giving them the ability to actually accomplish that intent, just as Chamberlain did here. What was
Still not convinced, first cousin, sibling? Okay. Our next principle is extreme ownership. So Jaco Willink was a SEAL commander, and he had a mission. That he went on a mission, everything just went wrong on that mission. Like everything you could think of was just wrong. So, and obviously, his bosses were like, tell us what happened, who was responsible for this, why did this mission go wrong? And for him, all he said was, no one else. I take ownership. And that is what extreme ownership is. A leadership mindset that says, if something goes wrong, it's mine to fix. And so with and what that does for you as a leader is that your team, you'd start creating that trust between you and your team. If you saw in the Hell Week video, they've got the LinkedIn arms like that in the ocean. And for them, SEAL teams will say, I want to know who I'm going into battle with. I want to know who's on my left and who's on my right. So I need to trust my team to go into battle with my team. And that's when you take full ownership, when you take ownership of something, you create that trust between you and your team. And you see your team having to step up. So the leadership lesson here is ownership builds trust and raises the team's standard. Okay. Our third principle is high performing teams. So you will agree with me, Navy SEALs are a high performing team. That drilling that they went through, that exercise, sleeping only for 2 hours, that's a high performance team. This team is trained to operate in any environment. Remember, they are trained to operate in any environment. And so for them, teamwork matters, trust matters. They need to trust who their teams are. And they've got this lovely motto, which is slow is smooth, smooth is fast. And basically this means methodical, deliberate action that basically leads to faster, better outcomes. Essentially, what this means is this. Chaos, we don't want chaos. We want calm and structured. Clear precision. Calm precision. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Think about it. Think of a time. Think of a time you submitted a tender and it was chaotic. Think of that time, if you can imagine that in your head. And it was like, by the time you're submitting that tender, you're just like, You didn't go at the end of that going, yeah, let's do that again. No, because anything done in chaos and that level of chaos, 99.99999%, you will miss something. You'll miss a compliance structure. You will miss, something is bound to be missed. So calm, clear execution reduces errors. Structure beats scrambling. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. The leadership lesson being calm precision wins every time. Let's watch the next clip.
Navy SEALs live by the rule. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. This principle teaches SEALs that precision is more important than speed. Rushing through tasks leads to mistakes. Instead, focus on being deliberate and smooth in your actions. When you do this, you'll actually move faster and with fewer errors. Whether in combat or in life, slowing down to focus on accuracy will lead to better, more efficient results in the long run. Ready to move smoothly and fast in your life? Hit subscribe and let's apply the SEAL mindset to precision and success. Navy SEALs live.
Are you still not convinced you're a first cousin? Sibling? I'm leaning towards sibling for me. The fourth principle of SEAL leadership is adapt and overcome. You saw them in the Hell Week video of in the frozen in the ocean. They're doing all those drills. Now imagine this is a 5-day test, and remember they haven't slept for 2 hours. Now imagine, put yourselves in their mind. Day 3, you're going, gosh, it better get better after this. And then the commander says, the only easy day was yesterday, son. It's like, oh gosh, really? So they learn, Navy SEALs learn to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. That is why they can operate in any environment. You can throw them in any tough environment, which is a very uncomfortable. They are used to that. Again, if you're just doing bids, if you just started in bids and proposals and you've never had a late night, yeah, it's coming. So late nights, last minute changes, shifting demands in our world. Learn to be uncomfortable. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. Lean into your discomfort. At 2 a.m. in the morning when you're going, oh my goodness, I need to just put this tender through. You are leaning into your leaning into that uncomfortability. Winning teams pivot, they don't panic. So be comfortable being uncomfortable. And the leadership lesson really is that discomfort is growth, because at the end of that, you adapt and move forward. When you know that when you do your next one, as a bid and proposal professionals, you even have your snack pack, because 2 a.m. You'll be like, oh, 2 a.m. Yeah. That's easy. I've done that one before. I can quickly do it. It's easy enough for me. But we learn how to be uncomfortable, right? So get comfortable being uncomfortable. The fifth principle is decisive action. Our good friend Jakob Willink said, indecision is a decision, and it's the wrong one. It's usually the wrong one, right? So with the Navy SEALs normally go into battle, and when they're on the battlefield, they have to decide fast. They have to execute fast. They have to quickly assess the situation and decide fast and execute, right? For them, it's a split second between life and death. There's no thing. But do you know why they are able to make those quick, fast decisions? Because they've been trained for this. They've done that hell week of training. They've got a base that they work from that enables them to be able to execute fast, to be able to assess the situation fast. So if you're still doubting that you are a first cousin to the Navy SEAL, or you are a sibling, APMP family, you are trained. You have the tools and the training that allows you to make decisive decision. Don't be indecisive. Don't be indecisive, just waste precious time. You know what you're doing. You are trained to do this. You've got a base. You've got your APMP best practices. You are APMP proud. Be proud of what you do. Be proud of your organization. You can execute fast because what? Well, you are a sibling to the Navy SEALs, right? So the SEAL mind says assess fast, decide fast, and execute with confidence. The leadership lesson: indecision is a decision, and it's usually the wrong one. Okay, if you're not convinced by now that you are a cousin or a sibling, let's mission debrief. And I think maybe there you will then now agree. So, to be truly mission ready, plan with precision, know the why behind your mission, APMP family. Clarity creates confidence on everything. Accountability lifts performance. Your team, you will raise your team standard. Build high performance teams. Chaos, calm beats chaos. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Adapt and overcome. Lean into that discomfort. Pressure becomes your advantage and act decisively. Momentum wins bids. The leadership lesson being when you lead like a SEAL, your team just doesn't survive bid battlefield. You dominate it. So let's watch this video that just ties everything together, what we've been discussing.
To me, basic SEAL training was a lifetime of challenges crammed into 6 months. So here are the 10 lessons I learned from basic SEAL training that hopefully will be of value to you as you move forward in life. Every morning in SEAL training, my instructors, who at the time were all Vietnam veterans, would show up in my barracks room, and the first thing they'd do was inspect my bed. If you did it right, the corners would be square, the covers would be pulled tight, the pillow centered just underboard, and yet neatly to the right. It was a simple task, mundane at best, but every morning we were required to make our bed to perfection. It seemed a little ridiculous at the time, particularly in light of the fact that we were aspiring to be real warriors, tough, battle-hardened SEALs. But the wisdom of this simple act has been proven to me many times over. If you make your bed every morning, you will have accomplished the first task of the day. It will give you a small sense of pride, and it will encourage you to do another task, and another, and another. And by the end of the day, that one task completed will have turned into many tasks completed. Making your bed will also reinforce the fact that the little things in life matter. If you can't do the little things right, you'll never be able to do the big things right. And if by chance you have a miserable day, you will come home to a bed that is made, that you made. And a made bed gives you encouragement that tomorrow will be better. So if you want to change the world, start off by making your bed.
I love that. Start off by making your bed. It's the little things, right? Start off by making your bed. Make that bed. Make your production room neat. The little things. Punch straight. The little things, right? File neatly. The little things. So, folks, which SEAL leadership resonates with you? Put it in the chat, and let's have a good discussion around this. Thank you. Suzanne?
There we go. Thank you very much, Carol. I've heard this, I'm going to say this talk before. I mean, obviously, I've heard it from you before, but every time I listen to it and I hear something and I go, yes.
You're a cousin.
Yes. No, I'm not even cousins. I'm convinced that I'm probably a twin, because there's so much that I should know and do that the Navy SEALs do, like you've explained, that I don't. But little things, I like smooth, but slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Yes, I love that. Let's have a conversation, guys. We still have a few minutes left. So in the chat, or unmute yourselves if you can. I'm sure I've said it like that. But comments, questions, observations, especially on the similarities between Navy SEALs and and bid managers.
Hi, Carol. Natalie, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Good. Carol, I loved what you said. It was such an inspiring talk and such a great comparison. I think another thing that we could also learn from the Navy SEALs is they never stop learning from each other and developing their skills. You know, every mission is different, and therefore, like you said, they have to adapt. And in adapting, we learn and they learn. So yeah, I think it was such a brilliant analogy in so many ways. So well done.
Thank you.
Anybody else, guys? We encourage conversation around our APMP topics.
Still thinking around how they can't believe they're actually siblings or twins. You know, that realization of
Yeah.